gambling was just in my blood. When I got out of the service, I went to UH Manoa, and then after that, I worked in banking and finance. And I was sitting in my office as a branch manager in one of the financial institutions, and this guy walks in, and he says, "Can you make a copy of this for me?" I said, "Sure." So I'm copying it, and I said, "All these football teams with all these numbers on it." I said, "What is this?" So he starts to explain to me what 6-5 betting was. And I said, my antennas started coming up already, you know. So I started betting that first week, and I won almost all my bets. And that was it. I mean, I got stuck already. So every week, that my office was a stopover place for the bookies. And my gambling got really out of hand. I went into real estate development. By the time I got into real estate development, I was a full-on bookie already. I was running one of the largest operations in the state. And I even covered the Big Island, so you know, that was one of my biggest legs. I had politicians, I had very prominent businessmen, I had doctors, lawyers, everybody was betting through me. And then one day, they had a real large, and we were part of a big network on every island under one kingpin. And then they had a statewide raid one day. And you know, God has all foreknowledge. He can see what we're going to be like way in the future. And he saw that I would be a guy that would be serving him. So he had mercy on me, just like he had mercy on me in the principal's office. But that morning, I was delayed. I don't remember what for, but I didn't get down to the hangout till late. By the time I got there, nobody was around, and I said, I asked the kids in the neighborhood, I said, "Where's everybody?" He says, "Oh, Uncle, police all came this morning, took everybody down to the police station." I said, "What?" And you know, the thing I was afraid of was there's a list of phone numbers that we keep on the wall. Of course, mine's on top. Everybody under me got called in for questioning. So I was preparing myself to be called in. I never got called in. And every bookie on every island went to prison, except me. And so the guy that I was working with, he went in for our group and just said, "Don't say anything, Stan, I'm going to take the rap for you." And he went in for 7 years. But so I escaped that, and then when everybody was in prison, and I started thinking to myself, now I got the whole state to myself. But anyway, I kept on going, and then I started a development company, and a construction company, and I decided, though, I'd rather gamble. You know, I was like a full-time gambler with a full-time job on the side, and my gambling went from football to basketball to baseball, and so it became a 365-day-a-year job. And then I said, well, I think I'll become a professional gambler. So at the construction company, I hired this guy who worked as like my manager. He kind of ran the whole operation. And there's a member here that some of the guys here really know this guy really well. In fact, one of your members took a nice long vacation with him in federal penitentiary. But anyway, so he ran the operation and ran it down to the ground. In the meantime, I was over in Vegas almost all the time. And as soon as I became a professional gambler, I should have known. Satan just said, "I have him now." And what I took so many years to build up, I had a rental, I had my home, I had my ex-wife's home, and everything that I was sporting. And I began to lose it all. And then one day I found myself in Las Vegas, looking up at the ceiling, wondering if that was all there was to life. And I just called out. I had gone over $1 million in debt at a time when professional athletes didn't get paid $1 million. They were still getting paid hundreds of thousands. So, you know, relatively, you can see the difference. I mean, how much money that meant to people. It's $1 million is a lot today. But I just called up. I looked up and I said, is there anybody up there that can help me or what? You know, I didn't have one penny in my pocket. I'm lying in this motel room, and I just didn't know what to do. I just called my wife and said, I'm not coming home. I was going to just end it all already. And I hung up, and I rolled over, and I saw my wallet sitting on this nightstand, and I opened it to see if I had any money in there. And there was just this little piece of paper with this guy's phone number, a former classmate of mine who also ran away from home and went up to Seattle. And what happened was he married a woman that was working for the airlines. So he said, I told him, you know, Bill, I gotta go. I'm gonna end it all already. My life is over. It's over. You know, I knew it was coming, but now it's here. And he said, no, don't do anything. I'll call you right back. So he calls me back and he says, okay, there's an airline ticket waiting for you at the airport, and I've wired you some money. Go pick up the money and head home. So I said, well, we'll see. I go down and I get the money. He sent me $250, so I took out the cab fare and I went back to the tables for the rest and lost it all again. Looking idiot. And then I headed for the airport, reluctantly came home, and I still own the construction company, so one day it was a holiday, in fact, June 14th, 1981. One of my workers, a mason, who was a good friend of mine, said he wanted to finish this job today. Can you please come and help me? I said, no, today's a holiday. I don't want to go. I got a mean back pain. It's really hurting me. He said, no, please help me. I just want to finish this job. I said, oh, brother, I'll come out there and talk to you. Keep you company. So I go out to Mililani town, and we go in the back of his house, and he gives me this long handle shovel. He says, come on, help me dig the footing. I said, oh man, my back's sore. He said, yeah, the long handle will make it easier. So we started digging, and I was all in pain, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go pick up lunch. I need a break. So I walk out to the front of the house, and there's two ladies talking. And then one of them starts calling me. She's a classmate of mine I haven't seen since high school. And she says, look at my, she said, her hair is all standing on end. You gotta talk to this lady. And she was an elderly Caucasian woman that never witnessed to an RNO before. And she says, you better listen to me, son. He says, God told me to stay home today. I usually go to a Women's Aglow meeting, so you better listen to me. I go, oh no, what is this all about, you know? And she says, I see prison bars in front of you. You were headed for prison. You didn't even know, huh? I said, what are you talking about? She says, you're in trouble. You have all these problems. You probably got loaded with debt, and you're just at the end of the rope in life. And I said, how do you know all that? She says, I told you, God told me. I said, who's God? What do you mean God told you? She says, do you own a Bible? I said, no. She says, do you know Jesus? I said, what? And so she starts to tell me all about my life, what Jesus can do for me, all this kind of stuff. And I'm listening because, you know, I'm pretty desperate for my life already. And she said, would you like me to pray for you? I said, yeah, okay. So she prays for me and made me pray, and I didn't know what was going on. But she said, okay, now, when you go in your car for lunch, you just start thanking Jesus for coming into your life. Thank him for everything that's going on. Just say, thank you, Jesus, I love you, Lord. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I ain't going to do that. I jump in the car and I look around, nobody's looking, so I started doing that. Then I come back, I go see my friend back there, and he says, well, you sold another job? I said, no. He says, what are you talking about? So I told him what happened. He says, hey.